Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're here with another video, and this time we've got the Axis starter army for Konflikt 47. Pretty similar box to the first one. This is my first look at this. It's been sitting on the shelf for about a week, and I've dared not look at it so you can get my first impressions. So it looks pretty similar to the last one. The style is very consistent. I think you can almost see these better than the last one because it's black on a sort of cream. Green kind of blended in a lot more on the other ones. The artwork's very good, just like before. I think this is a much tighter shot because they don't have to fit in two giant walkers. I mean, these kind of seem a bit lower down. You've got these like heavy armor, power armor dudes, and whatever these things are, they might be some out of Judge Dredd. And the walkers look a bit weird, like spider-legged things. Okay, this looks pretty similar to the last one. I have no idea what this is. Is this the Spider Walker? There's tracks here. Is it this thing? It's got to be this thing. That. Okay, that hull looks like that. That must be the Spider Walker. Why does this feel like they've just used a tiger tank and stuck crab legs on it? Okay, that must be that. And then this has got to be the other one. A weird thing. Here's our figure this out. Here's our heavy armoured infantry, the Germinators. These look pretty straightforward. Got a load of different parts here. Bunch of head options. Seem kind of similar. Okay. Doesn't feel like there's as much as the US set. This seems very lacking by comparison. That might be because the US set has those two big walkers, and this just well, this doesn't have that extra piece, even though it's got two walkers. One of them is a little one. What are these? Right, that resin pieces looks like two different types of resin. These must be for the big walker. The detail on them is pretty good. Bases. Wow, this feels very empty in comparison to the US one. It really does. More dice. Oh, these are different. These Rift dice are like black. I mean, that's the normal order dice. You've got your brown order, grey order dice, so the right colour. But these don't look like the other ones. No picture of them on the box. Packings, decals. I guess this is the unit of strange things. The Nactal Ben, a Staltrooper. I'm assuming I'm saying that right. I've probably butchered that. Okay, so they're not plastic. So this isn't a full plastic set. We've got those. I'm not sure of these. I've got the green ones somewhere. Bear with me. And by the powers of jump cuts, we're back. Now, you still can't see these very well because the lighting's not very good at all in here. For picking up these dice, they look the same to me on the camera. But you can see that these ones have got like a greeny tint if I just try and tilt them in the light. These ones, though, they look solid black. They're not solid black though. They're very slightly see-through, of which you can see air bubbles inside. I can put a light behind them, you'd definitely be able to see this. Well, I'm going to do something silly with one of my stage lights. See that? That's the air bubbles inside these. So they are translucent dyes, but they're so dark, they might as well not be. So, as previously stated in the other video, I'm not impressed with these Rift dice. Why bother doing gemmy dice if they're not going to be good? You might as well have just done solid dice. And, yeah. Instructions! Ooh. That's a nice instruction sheet. Fairly simple, straight to the point. You probably didn't need this for this. This just pile of dudes and arms. I'm pretty sure I could have put this together without it. I like the artwork though. It looks great. Blah blah blah. They're like some super soldier thing. Let's have a look at these. I really like these instructions. They do look cool. This is the little spidery walker. Why did they decide they needed crabby spider legs? Who knows? I mean, German efficiency. Clearly, spidery, crabby things are the most efficient means of being efficient. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. And then this is clearly just a like a tiger tank or whatever it is with crabby legs and a new turret on top. It kind of looks ridiculous. Is it a walking submarine thing with a laser gun on the front? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It looks silly, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. It definitely fits the vibe. It looks easier to build than the other one. I assume that means don't use these pieces. Don't use half the pieces we give you. Build this thing instead. Okay. And then these guys. I really like the camo they've used on these. These look really good. I might try and copy something similar. You know what? Compared to the US stuff, it feels like the color schemes on these just look way better. Then we've got faction logo on the back, which is kind of hard to see. We've clearly not gone with the swastika. We've got rid of that, probably because of Europe. Somebody was going to be complaining. Right, well, that's that. Other than the dice, it looks fairly good. So yeah, I will get this assembled and we will see what happens. Okay, we're back and everything has been assembled. And I even had a chance to paint it because this set was much quicker than the last one. Let's have a look at some of these boys. We've got these guys first, the Nachtolban. These guys turned out pretty cool, actually. Kind of like these weird little monster guys in, I don't know, like the remnants of tattered clothing with machine guns and, I don't know, whatever they've got. These two-barreled guns, which is very pulp. They're a little bit weird. They're easy to paint though. I sprayed these flesh and pretty much just painted the trousers, the guns, and this little bit of black webbing they've got, and that was it. I haven't got much else to say about them. They were great. They were really quick, and if you end up having a lot of those in your army, I think you'll be quite happy with them. Next up, we've got these guys, the Stahltruppen. This one's the commander. Just bring him up so you can see him. So the only thing about this guy that's different from his mates, he's got a cape. If I can get this in focus. Wow, a cape. He is no way near as good as the US guy. The US guy looks very different to the others. This guy just blends in. He doesn't look very special at all. So I'm a little bit disappointed with him, but it's still an officer. You then get 3 of his mates. So I've got this gun here, which I believe is an anti-tank gun, and everyone has the option to upgrade their other gun, so I just made one of each. And I painted on the camo markings, which is, if I can get this in focus, it's been a bit awkward, which is black and sort of dark red. Again, very easy to do. Spray them grey, you go from there. I kind of like the figures. I do feel that this set on the whole is smaller than the US set. I know the US set kind of feels like it has the extra walker, but this set just feels smaller. I think it's because of the number of figures. I mean, you only get like 3 of these guys. I think it would have been nicer if you'd have got 6, and I think that would have balanced out a little bit better. But as is, it's all right. So I've got a small group of them. Got this massive walkery thing here, whatever it's called. This thing, whatever that thing is. It's got the body from the plastic kit. So that's this piece here. And then this piece on the bottom, this is like a resin bit, and then these legs are resin. These bits are also resin. So the legs come in 2 pieces. You get this one piece here that attaches to the tank body, and then the leg goes on. Very easy to build. I don't think you're gonna complain about this one. Having painted it, what I probably would do is leave the legs off, because it was just a bit of a pain to get to. Turret was fairly straightforward. It's just 1-piece turret when it fits. It's a nice big kit. And we've got this little guy, little spidery Vogel spinner. This is I believe that this one was in resin previously, and now it's in plastic. Easy build, fairly straightforward. The legs were all like 2 parts, and that kind of threw me off a little bit because it didn't come with a base. I was kind of like, how do I make this guy stand up? You do get enough parts to build a couple of the different turrets, so I've just not glued them in again because people like to rotate them. It looks pretty cool, super easy to paint. You know, spray them a couple of shades of grey, dry brush them white, cover them in a light black ink, and you kind of get this. So all in all, I'm fairly happy with these guys. They were, as I said, they were definitely a lot quicker to paint than the US, but then I think that's partly because we're short a couple of guys by size comparison. Is it as good value for money as the other one? I don't know. I kind of feel like if you bought this set, you wouldn't complain. You'd think, yeah, I got an all right selection of stuff. But having done the US one first, it feels like we're short. We're short these guys. We want an extra sprue of these guys. But other than that, I'm fairly happy with it. And I think it's a pretty decent set. I did have a look at some of the other sets that are coming out, and they just look more and more exciting. So I might pick up those and give them a go as well. Any questions, comments, please leave them on YouTube, on this YouTube video, and I will get back to you. Yeah, thanks a lot. See you later.